Hello everybody, Rogue Fox here, and welcome back to another episode of Truly Bedrock. This is episode 4, and for those of you who caught the last episode, that was a major disaster, wasn't it? So for those of you who didn't see it, I went to the end, I went to get my nether star, and it was supposed to be a very simple thing, and I ended up sending the wither to the end spawn, and then I had some help from Slack, Silent, and BJ. It became immortal, and then the next day Foxy had to come in and kill it with a command. So yeah, that didn't go too well, but thankfully we do have 3 more wither skulls, so I can make a second attempt at getting my nether star because I really need a beacon this season. But we are not going to do that. What we're going to do today is start working on the base area. Now what I want to do this season for my base as we get this going, I have a whole shulker box full of clay because I do need brick for today's project. So what I want to do is turn this whole area into a village. Now I know a lot of people are doing that, but what I wanted to do personally is make a bunch of redstone builds and farms, and I thought a cool thing to do would be to house all those builds and farms within buildings. So for example, I have a little mock-up right here of what I want to do. So this is going to be our cow farm, our semi-auto cow farm with a few different modules of cows, because right now all my cows are within a 3x3 area, and as you recall last episode, we made a deal with Slack to supply him with food in exchange for my elytra and 9 stacks of gunpowder, and on top of that, I do want to sell steak in my shop. So I do want to have a cow farm, and I thought a cool thing to do would be to house all of it within a building. So again, this is my mock-up. Don't worry, it's not going to be built out of netherrack. We're going to build this out of brick, and then we're going to have our kill chamber down below right here. Now, you may be wondering why I also have it up one build. So this is actually one build, one block. So this build is actually going to come up one block because what I also want to do is try to terraform this area because it is pretty flat. So my idea, and I'll need a lot of dirt, is to expand this hill out. So this bottom layer will go out to in front of the build there, and then we'll have another layer coming out, and it'll be a gradual slope coming up to this hill. And then I do have some plans for this area, and I'll probably share that a little bit later, this episode maybe. But first, let's go ahead and get to work on the cow farm. As we're waiting for the brick to smelt, what I'm doing right now is placing in the roof, which is also going to act as the holding chamber for all the cows. So we do have 6 modules right here, and this is loosely based off of my semi-automatic cow farm design. So we do have the iron gates here, but you will notice that we don't have any water dispensers. So what we're going to do, and I tested this in a creative world, is I want to have the cows sitting up here, and I'm going to breed them. They are going to fall down into a 5-wide water stream. They're going to flow down here and then fall down into a 5-wide killing chamber. So what I want to do is have 5 dispensers going across with buckets of lava, because that way we can fill this up, they can move around and do everything freely. We can dispense the lava, kill all the adult cows, and then all the baby cows are going to be left behind. So that is good because we don't want to kill all the cows, including the babies, because we still want them to grow. So that's the idea for this. And let's go ahead. Yeah, so this is going to be the roof up here, and then of course this is where the cows are going to be held, and I guess that wasn't a good idea because I got myself stuck. Yeah, so that's how that's going to work, and I guess what I can do at this point, I can actually start leading the cows into their spots. I think the best way to do this without having to break everything down and all the cows getting out, let's see. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to break this corner like that. That way cows can't get out, so that's good. And then let's go ahead and throw a boat. Yep. Okay, cool. That worked exactly how I wanted it to. Now, we have to break... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Sorry, cow. Okay, let's try it with this one. Take 2. We need to break the boat. Let's see here. Maybe if we come down below? Is it weird like that? Okay, so we need to break the boat. Break. Ah, man. All right, let's try this again. So boat, that gets our cow out. And then we need to break the boat safely without killing the cow. Okay. Oh, so we got 2 out. I mean, that works for me. And something's in my inventory that I don't want. Let's go ahead, because we need the boat. Now we're going to go ahead. You know you want this wheat. There we go. I mean, any other time, I have random sheep, cows running up to me that come out of nowhere and want some wheat. But it appears they were a little bit hesitant about following me because I think they know what's up. So they're going to follow me up here. And let's see. Oh, that was... no, that was not the best path for you to go. Let's go ahead and break that block. And are you guys going to be complicated? You guys are going to be complicated, aren't you? So for whatever reason, it appears that the cows cannot pathfind onto low slabs, nor can they pathfind while they are on low slabs, which is good to know. And I wonder if that applies to hostile mobs as well. So what I'm going to do is have this path up here that they can actually walk on. And I got the first 2 cows in. And all I'm doing is bringing them this way and then just giving them a little nudge off to the side. And eventually they fall in. So it'll wander around a bit and then it'll find its way in. And we push this one. Oh, okay, they both... Well, as long as they end up in one of them, I guess that works. I just have to keep tabs of who is where. So let me see if I can just go ahead and... Yeah, there we go. Helped you out. So we have one in each side there. And I know this is going to be a very tedious and boring process. So I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera. But I just wanted to show you how I get my cows inside of this build. Getting the cows in actually wasn't too bad once I got the hang of how to get them in. Now I'm kind of curious to see if they see me here because they couldn't pathfind on it. But I'm wondering if they can still see that I'm holding wheat because I don't see them trying to get any of it, especially... Okay, I think they do see me. So this is what we're going with, and I do believe Prowl had a very similar design in Season 0 with the cows resting on top. I think he has cobblestone walls, so we're kind of using that idea for this because we don't have the water dispensers. So I'm thinking 2 cows is good because I can definitely breed both of them. Now if I have 4, it may be a little cluttered and I won't be able to hit them all because they won't be bobbing up and down due to water being dispensed. So we may leave it like that, and this will produce 6 cows each time that we breed them. So, I mean, if I'm just standing here and actually dedicate some time to breeding my cows, I can actually get a collection going down below. So I think 12 is good for the moment. Like I said, I don't want this build to be too big. I mean, this is a good size for building 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide. And then we have our walls, that's going to make it 7. And then our pillars, making it 9. So I think this is a fairly decent sized building that we're going to do here. So that part is done. Now I'm going to go ahead and check on the brick, see how much we have, and then we can go ahead and get started on the walls. At the moment, I am regretting not making a furnace array for this because I only have just over 3 1/4 stacks, which means I'm going to have less than a stack of bricks to work with at the moment. But, I mean, at least I'm going to get the XP for the whole shulker full of clay. But yeah, it's just not producing as fast as I want it to, and I tried using the blast furnace, and yeah, clay does not work in the blast furnace. While we wait for that brick to cook up, let's go ahead and wire up our dispensers down below. So let's go ahead, we're going to run repeaters into the back of these dispensers. And then, why did that do that? We weren't supposed to do that. And then we want redstone dust running into the back. Then redstone dust here. If I remember correctly, block up. Observer. The redstone lamp. And then observer. Okay, so that should be that. So to give this a test, let's go ahead. We're going to place our button here. And then I do have 1 lava bucket at the moment. I need to get 4 more. But let's go ahead and place it at the end. So when we're ready to cook up our cows, and this is not where the button's going to be, I'm just testing everything out. So we're going to press this. That dispenses our lava and goes back. And that should be long enough for the cows to be cooked. And then they'll die. They'll fall down into the hoppers down below, and by that I mean their drops. Their drops will go down into a hopper system, and then I'll probably push it up a few blocks just so I can collect it on the surface. So, yep, that sounds good to me. Let me go ahead and fill in the rest of these dispensers. At the moment, I do have a stack and a half of bricks, so I began the foundation for the outer wall of the shop, and then what we're going to do is place up the storefront. So I went ahead and removed all that netherrack, and I also built this up because, again, I do want this to be 1 block higher, just so this whole area has depth. So this is going to be a pillar, that's going to be a pillar, and what I want to do is that classic butcher shop look. So we're going to go ahead and place this down. We're going to have a step going up, and then right here is going to be the frame for the door. Now, when it comes to doors and windows, I really don't like, I don't know, it's weird to me how the whole setup works. So what I mean by that is if you're making a house and you want two block windows, 2 block high, it would have to look like this. Well, it doesn't have to, but for the most part, it kind of looks something like that. And in my opinion, that just looks a little weird. So to avoid that and make it look a little better in my opinion, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this come a step up, and then we're actually going to have the window even with the doorway. So we're going to go ahead and build a frame like this. So again, I'm going for that classic butcher shop look where you have the door off to the side, you have the window, we're going to display some raw meat, and then above we are going to have an awning. So that's the idea. Let me go ahead and finish it up, and then I'll be right back. And this is what I have so far. Again, this is not going to have any use. It's mainly just for look, so I try to add as much depth as possible with as little space as possible. So we do have glass panes right here. We do have a staircase upside down, and this is only 1 block wide. So we do have our item frames with our meat, but from a distance, I mean, that looks like, yeah, it looks like it has some depth. So I do like that. Now, for the awning itself, I was playing around with the wool, using the red wool and the white wool, and then I tried using carpets, and it just wasn't looking right because the carpet was just too thick being a full block. I mean, the wool was too thick being a full block, and then the carpet was too high, so it was up here because we have to place string underneath. So there's too much of a gap. So what I want to do is make use of the newer blocks. So I'm thinking of doing something like this. Now, I know it's going to look like stone, but I think it gives me the color that I want. Now, it's not necessarily red, but I mean, it is close enough. So we can go ahead and do this, and then we use polished diorite for the stairs, and then slabs. If I can place this correctly. So right there, and then we use slabs. And I mean, it does, what I like about it is it goes with the brick, in my opinion. The diorite and the granite kind of go pretty well with the brick, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and take a step back. So I mean, yeah, that works for me. And then we also get that depth. So we have that awning, we have the beginning of the awning, and then we have that illusion of it coming down, just like this, and we can't do that with carpets, and we can't do that with wool. So that's another plus to this. So I'm really liking the way that turned out, and then again, we do have as close as we can get to red and white. So I think I'm going to go with that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I realized I made a slight miscalculation in the size of this building, so it wasn't too bad. All I needed to do was push this back wall. Okay. Let's go ahead and patch that up. I forgot I placed the water in. Let's go ahead and open it up from the front side. Right here. So I realized that I needed 1 more block back for these back cows because the wall was right up against them, and this fence gate was connecting to the wall. And then at the same time, for whatever reason, the cows on the back started bouncing up and down, and then that's kind of what gave it away to me. And then I realized, I placed the blocks wrong. So I moved this whole back wall back 1 block, and this still works out for the windows though, because now we can make a 3 block window. So that's what I'm doing right now. So that means we can knock that out, and then we put a block here. We knock this one out. That stays, and then we knock that block out. And there we go. So it is going to look maybe a little weird because of this. But, I mean, yeah, it still stays pretty even, because if we grab our slabs, we can go ahead. This is what I was doing with them. Yeah, I mean, that still works for me. Yeah, I still like it. So the butcher shop is done for the most part. The only thing I need to do is relocate that lantern because that's not a very good spot for it. But if we take a look at the outside here, right here is where I have my collection chest. So we'll get everything down there, and this is what the outside looks like. We have a ladder going up so we can breed all the cows. We have a backside, we have our other side, and for the moment, I have this going down here because I've been playing with the redstone just a bit. Originally, I had this wired up to a daylight sensor, but I just didn't like the way that was working out. So what I'm going to do, after I take out all these cows, I'm just going to turn all of this into glass. That way I can just sit down here and then watch them to make sure that, well, for the most part, that they're all grown up. But again, it is just nice to have that little viewing window. So let's go ahead and put this to the test. We do have some adult cows in there. So we go ahead and press this. That is going to burn all the adult cows. And you can still see all the baby cows running down below. So that burns up all the adult cows. They are all gone. All their drops will go down into the hopper and into the chest. And then we have our next batch of cows all ready to go because they were not touched. So that is a very good part and very nice part of this build. So let's see what we got from that. Oh, wow. Okay. Sweet, sweet. We have almost a stack of beef, and we are having the leather pour in. So yeah, this works out perfectly. And again, it looks like, you know, it just looks like a regular building. So this is a butcher shop, what I wanted it to be, and I feel like I really achieved what I was setting out to do. So let's go ahead and breed up. Whoops, I guess I didn't have enough. Let's go ahead and take a look at it from the front once again. Yeah, that looks really cool. So again, this is what I wanted to do with my village. I want to have a bunch of builds, but also hide them within buildings like this. So yeah, I wonder what else I can do. I'm pretty excited now about this village. And when I get ladders, after I craft them, I'm just going to have a trap door here. So I am going to have a little bit of use for this front door. I'll just come down here and then come down the ladder, and then I'll be right down here because I'm going to plug all this up. And again, this grass layer is going to be up here, so this whole part is going to be buried anyways. So yeah, that actually works out perfectly. That wasn't intended, but hey, just going with the flow here, that ended up working out really well. Now, before we close out today's episode, it has come to my attention that Slack and Foxy were just in the end killing 5 withers to get nether stars. So that means they have found a safe way to get rid of the wither, because I guess they told me there is a current bug with the setup that we even had, so there was a chance that the wither still could have gotten out of that gateway, but they made a way. Man, this place got destroyed from when I was here. Yeah, this is all my fault right here. So they made a safe way because, you know, they did get rid of 5 withers. So what we're going to do is head to their little setup, and then we are going to go get our nether star. This is the spot right here. So I asked Foxy on how to do this. So I'm pretty sure I know what to do. And I did give them a heads up just in case if things go wrong again. So we need to come up here. This whole area needs to be filled in like this. And then we place the wither on this T shape. And then what we're going to do is fly over to this pillar right there where that stone block is. And just, I guess they dug out up top, and then we're just going to stand there until it takes its suffocation damage. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Okay, we're good. There's the wither bar. Up. Okay, we're just going to stand here. How about that? This is good enough? Okay, so we're just going to stand here. It looks like everything is going according to plan. We have the wither health bar, so that is good. And I guess it's just going to shoot out random random things. So yeah, I think we're good. And so far, so good. It is about to get down to half health. Okay, there it goes. It's going into its second phase. And yeah, let's see. Let's make sure everything stays okay. Everything still looks good. And yeah, I think we might actually get this one. All right, this is very, very promising. The only thing I'm worried about, and I'm guessing that's why they had that platform down there, is catching the nether stars. So, okay, it's done. And hopefully there's no hole. Whoa, look at all those. Okay. Hopefully there's... Oh, no, 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 no. Okay. Hopefully... Okay. We have to make sure... The wither star should be... the nether star. I keep calling it the wither star. The nether star should be up top, hopefully. And let's go ahead. I really hope it's up there. I don't see why it wouldn't be. And of course, once we're done with this, Foxy did say if I could just reassemble the platform, then everything will be all good. Hey, there it is. Okay, cool. So we do this. Yes! All right. Yes, we have the nether star. Oh man, I am so glad that we have this now. Now I can work on my beacon. And yeah, looks like I'm going to have to repair this whole area. But let me go ahead and put this in a safe spot before I end up losing it, because it's me and I'll end up falling into the void, or I'll look at an enderman because I didn't wear a pumpkin on my head. So let me go ahead and put this away and we will be right back. And I am back from the end. Everything is all patched up, so whoever wants to use that next, they can do so. And yeah, I am just super excited that I have my nether star. So that is safely tucked away in the ender chest for now. And then we're going to craft up a beacon. And then I still need to collect more ore so we can get a full-on beacon going. So I don't have that much. I have been making a lot of hoppers recently. So hopefully we can have a full beacon here sometime soon. But yeah, again, this has been another super productive episode. We got the butcher shop up. The butcher shop / cow farm, which I really enjoy. I just think it adds some character to this area. So it's not just a farm that's just hanging out in the middle of the base area. But like I said, I do want to make a village, and the best way I thought to do that is place all my builds inside buildings like this. So I wonder, yeah, it's just going to be fun as we come up with different farms, how we're going to place those inside buildings. This is all done. It's all ready to go. We can start selling steaks here soon. And man, this is coming together. I've already started placing in all the dirt and all the grass to kind of make this a smooth slope so we don't have this harsh little hill right here. We're just going to gradually have it come out, and then we're going to add buildings here just to give our village some depth and give it some height. So we have buildings on different levels. We may do one up here. And again, I do have some plans for that. I'm not going to share it just yet, but I do have a good idea for what I want to place up there. But with that being said, everybody, this is the end of today's episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Rogue Fox, and I'll see you later.